If you're brand new to trading, you're probably feeling overwhelmed. From charts, indicators, strategies, what people are saying on YouTube and social media, everyone is saying start here, but they're all saying different things. So, the real question is, where do I even start learning to day trade, and also in what order? Today, I'm going to give you the exact learning order that most beginners never get, based on what I've done myself, also what the great traders in history have actually done, and also what professional traders still agree on to this day, as well as what beginners actually need before they even try to make money. This alone can save you years of confusion. Most beginners aren't failing because they're not intelligent. They're failing because they're learning things in the wrong order. Straight away, they're throwing themselves into things like, what strategy should I use? What indicator is best? Or where do I need to enter or exit a trade? But that's like trying to write a full sentence in a language you've never learned. You don't even know the full alphabet yet, but still you're wanting to write a full essay. Let me explain this in a way that really makes sense. Imagine you wake up one day and you say, I want to learn a new language. But instead of choosing one, you decide to learn Spanish, French, Mandarin, Arabic, Japanese, all at the same time. Every single day, you're learning different words, different grammar rules, different sentence structures, different sounds. What do you think is going to happen? You will not become fluent in any of them. You will stay confused. That's exactly what beginners do in trading. Each market is like a different language. Stocks speak one way, crypto speaks another, Forex behaves differently, and futures also behaves differently. Even though they all use charts, they do not speak the same way. So when beginners say, I'm learning stocks, crypto, Forex, options, etc., they're really saying I'm trying to learn 4 different languages all at once. But let's slow down, because before price, before charts, before anything else, you need to understand what a market even is. A market is simply a place where people buy and sell something. This is it. For example, the stock market is where people buy and sell company shares. The crypto market is where people buy and sell digital coins. The futures market is where people buy and sell contracts tied to things like oil, gold, or stock indexes. These are just some examples, but understand this. A market exists for one reason. People are making decisions with money. Think of the farmer's market or the housing market, where buyers and sellers meet and they agree on a price to buy or sell. Now we can talk about price, and this is where beginners usually feel very lost. So let's be very clear. Price is just the number buyers and sellers agree on at a specific moment in time. If one person is willing to buy at $100, then another person is willing to sell at $100. This agreement becomes the set price. Price moves because people change their minds. If more people suddenly want to buy than sell, then price will go up. Or if people want to sell more than they want to buy, then price will go down. Or if buyers and sellers are unsure, then price barely moves at all. Price is not a thing by itself. Price is human behavior showing up as a number. Price does not go anywhere on its own. It only moves when people panic, get confident, get scared, or get excited. That's why price reacts to news, fear, greed, and uncertainty. Price is real-time record of decisions. This is why traders have said for decades, price is the final authority. Because news can be wrong, opinions can disagree, indicators can contradict themselves, but price shows what people are actually doing with their money, not what they're saying they're going to do, but what they're actually literally doing. This is why I always say price is king. Some of the most famous traders in history have had to learn this the hard way. One of the biggest lessons they've learned is this. The reason why markets have patterns is because people behave the same way under pressure. Fear looks the same, greed looks the same, panic looks the same. That's why learning how markets behave matters more than learning tricks. So how do we actually see price? We use a thing called a chart. And a chart is simply a picture of price over time. It shows where price was, where price is now, and how price moved before these points. This is it. Charts do not predict anything. They just display information. So we have learn what a market is, learn what price is, and then learn what a chart is or candlestick. So what are candlesticks? Candlesticks are just one way of recording price on a chart. Each candlestick shows where price started, where price ended, and how aggressive or calm the movement was during that time. You do not have to memorize fancy names or candlestick patterns. You're just learning to recognize this move looked strong, or this move looked weak, or this move looked unsure. Now let's talk about indicators, because this word actually confuses beginners. An indicator is just a tool. It takes past price movement and turns it into lines, colors, or signals on a chart. This is all it does. Indicators do not control price, predict the future, or move the markets. They only react to what has already happened. Think of indicators like a speedometer. It tells you how fast you are going, but it does not tell you where the road is ahead. That's why professionals always learn price first and tools second, if at all. In your trading education journey, remember one rule. Simplicity always wins. This is why I or professional traders do not jump around. We pick one market, one strategy, and one way of trading. Like learning one new language. At first it feels awkward, then familiar, then it becomes automatic. That's fluency in language and in trading. Another important thing to understand is risk and survival. You will become a great trader if you understand this early on. Traders do not focus on making money first. They focus on not losing too much. Because if you can survive, that skill has time to develop. If you can't survive, nothing else matters. So you want to live to trade another day. Before we end, I want to quickly connect everything we just talked about. So it's clear, step 1 was to learn what a market is. This includes learning what it actually is, why markets exist, and who participates in it. Number 2 is learning what price is and why it moves. This includes literally what price is, why it goes up or down or sideways, and the human behavior behind price, like fear, greed, and confidence. Number 3 was to learn how price is shown on a chart. This includes, again, learning what literally a chart is, why charts exist, and what you're actually looking at. Remember, charts don't predict anything. They just show information of what's happening now. Charts just show a bunch of candlesticks, and candlesticks show you where price started and ended in that specific market. So you want to learn how price is shown on a chart, and also you want to learn how to read it, which is step number 4. This includes, again, candlesticks, strength versus weakness, calm versus aggressive movements. Then number 5, which is risk and protection. This includes risk, survival, not blowing accounts, staying in the game long enough to learn, again, live to trade another day. And then we have number 6, which is learning tools or strategies. And you want to do this after everything I just said makes sense. Learning tools and strategies includes indicators, strategies, and systems. You can also choose not to use any indicators like myself. I want to end with this because this is actually the most important thing of trading. Psychology. You can have a deep understanding of markets. You can understand price very well. You can read charts perfectly. But if you cannot control yourself, your fear, your impatience, or overconfidence, then none of this will work. Psychology matters more than indicators, more than strategies, and sometimes even more than skill. Trading will test you. So learn the rules, master yourself, and honor the process that it takes to win at trading. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more simplified trading content.
My darling, I hope